Roland, I'm going to actually follow on Andrew's last answer to you, because you're aggregating a very diverse sort of collection of types of video inventory, right? So you can deliver a large audience, or you can go down the funnel and sort of look at adjacency and context, right, to be able to deliver a more granular and specific target audience. Where are you what's the mindset right now of buying and the value propositions that are resonating greatest with agencies and with advertisers?
So I think that on the one hand, it's really creating consistency across all platforms and seeing how our inventory fits in with the entire ecosystem of what a buyer is buying. And so that's where a tool like OCR, or potentially VCE and others help out in that, so that you have that context and you have that apples to apples comparison that Andrew was talking about. And then also for us, it's adding in the first party data and the other data sources to be able to add the special sauce that we have, whether it's on Dailymotion owned and operated or across the other sites that we distribute to.
So Michael, what percentage of your AOL sort of on network buys are using data to target right now?
Now it's probably almost half. But the ramp has been probably almost 60% in new. A big part of that, it's funny because you talked about the safety and the sticker shock. And the sticker shock's driven by the waste, because both metrics are still inefficient because they only measure campaign after the campaign's launched, right? There's no baseline that you can look at and transact against a pre-established baseline. So what happens is, in the first year of most of these products, the publishers ate all that waste. And the sticker shock that I think you're starting to see in the buy side now is that publishers can no longer afford to absorb all of that waste, so that has to sort of get shared. And to Andrew's point about we started with the wrong metric, digital sort of always had the conceit that there's no waste, I'm 100%, I hit exactly what I said I'm going to hit, and it's never really been true. What I call them the TV metrics, what the audience guarantee metrics have done is sort of expose that element. But it's also an exaggerated effect, because sometimes you're forced to run into inventory that may or may not perform, but until you run there, you simply don't know. So now you've delivered impressions that may not match. So now you have to overcompensate because your base is increased. So to get to an in-target percentage, I have to deliver more and more. So that waste fuels up, and that waste fuels cost. So I think one of the things that's important in the industry, and we've talked a lot about this with Andrew and with ComScore, is that piece has to move so it's forecastable. It's got to move upstream, just as you were talking about moving up funnel, so people can buy off a base. There's only one price point now. I buy off of whatever the guaranteed rate, and we see them almost all the asks start at 70 and move up to 100, which makes sense if I know my audience size and my baseline composition. But until OCR and VCE can tell me my baseline composition. So we're seeing the asks all come there, and then you get a back off of the ask when people see, and what we do with our clients is we walk them through the actual math. We walk through where our effective CPM is, and we walk through where our break even is, because we want people to understand. We buy into the concept of the safety, and I definitely agree with Andrew that it's a bridge over, because if I can talk apples to apples once I'm in the space, I can then figure out what are the metrics that are really going to work.
Right, but your point is that right now the apples to apples dialogue is confined to post-campaign measurement.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a really important insight.